Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. Video number 1 of 2 today. Yes, I am giving you guys a present. I'm giving you a double upload. This is video number 1. Video number 2 will be Chelsea related, and that is coming later in relation to some transfer news that is now on the horizon and a surprise player that could be coming in to Chelsea Football Club. That will be later on, so keep your eyes tuned. But for today, we are going to discuss a brand new issue that has arisen and is now on the table in front of us. We've spent the last 72 hours trying to get rid of the biggest scandal possibly in football history, or one of the biggest scandals in football history, and now it looks like it's dead. We have talk of a British Super League now. What is everyone's obsession with Super Leagues? I mean, come on, have a day off, people. Anyway, before we get into all of that, I want to let you guys know that today's video is brought to you and sponsored by OneFootball. Yes, the OneFootball app. As you can see on my left-hand side, your right-hand side of the screen, the OneFootball app in all its glory. If you want your team news, if you want your player news, your matches, your fixtures, your results, your Premier League table, any competition in Europe, some competitions around the world as well, any information, transfer news, any news in relation to players, your own football club, the OneFootball app is the place to go. Link in the description, so make sure you hit that link and download it for yourselves. Check it out, enjoy it. It's become my favourite football app, hence why they are sponsoring this video and onwards today. So, OneFootball, make sure you check it out. Link in the description. Knock yourselves out and enjoy. Now, the British Super League. What on earth is going on? I first heard of this and I laughed because it was immediately after the whole talk of a European Super League. That was dead and buried, and I thought, okay, we can breathe now. We can breathe, but they'll be back. They'll be back. And now we need to focus on Uefa. We need to focus on stopping this format, which is now a thing on social media. There is a hashtag of no to UCL format, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I'll double check that. But there is a little movement that is now starting in relation to getting this stopped and to keep the Champions League as it is, because what they are doing is a Super League in its own right. The only difference is it doesn't disrupt any domestic football, and to an extent it kind of does, because there's talks of coefficients, there's talk of teams not finishing in the top 4, for example, but still qualifying because of coefficient. I mean, it's a crazy format. There's now talk of getting rid of that, and I thought that was it. I thought we've got a bit of time now, we can relax, we can focus on this, and we can focus on really getting it to UEFA and getting them to stop that. And then talk of other things like the 50+1 model, regulating English football. All of that now is in the debate spectrum. There are people now talking, which is good. I wake up this morning, British Super League. It's on the front news of all the papers, front pages. It's on all the news websites. It's everywhere. Apparently, what we are going to do is let Rangers and Celtic into the Premier League to create a British Super League. So I don't even think it's going to be called the Premier League anymore. You know, what used to be the English division, the first division, and then it became the Premiership, and then the Premiership was rebranded as the Premier League, and now the Premier League is going to become the British Super League, because we've let in Celtic and Rangers to compete in the Premier League now. So what does this do? I first heard of this and I thought, this can't be good for Scottish football, surely. You know, you're taking away their top 2 teams. What's left in terms of Scottish football? I've done a little bit of digging. And I've seen that apparently there are quite a few Scottish people that are on board with this and support it. Now, when I look to I don't want to say my own interest, because I think that doesn't fall correctly, but if we look in terms of English football, this doesn't affect us at all. This actually probably helps us, if anything, in terms of taking the 2 top Scottish teams and bringing them to the Premier League. We finally get the answer to our question that we've had for many years now. How would Celtic and Rangers do in the Premier League? You know, how would they do in terms of the level if they were to face Premier League teams? Where would they finish? Would they finish mid-table like everyone thinks? Would they get a Champions League spot? Could they win the Premier League? Will they get relegated? Those are questions that we have had for years. Yeah, this debate of bringing Celtic and Rangers to the Premier League is a debate that has gone on for well over 2 decades, right? I would say around 2 decades if I have to estimate a time frame. But then I think of Scottish football, and as I said, I'm worried that you take the 2 top teams of Scotland away. What's left in Scotland? But then I hear that Scottish people are saying if you get rid of Celtic and Rangers, that opens up Scottish football. That opens up a possibility of an Aberdeen winning the Scottish League now. A Hibs winning the Scottish League. Hearts winning the Scottish League. And qualifying to the Champions League. So in the Champions League we would get Aberdeen, we would get Hibs, we would get Hearts, we would get Dundee United. We would get any top top Scottish team that managed to get themselves into their European places where before with Celtic and Rangers it wasn't possible. So I'm hearing that side of the story and I think, okay, I hear that. So if you lot are cool with it, then cool. I think this is going to be politicised as well. I think in terms of this country, Boris Johnson, for example, would push for this because it kind of deviates attention away from Scottish independence. That is a key thing here. If you take Celtic and Rangers and you bring them into the Premier League, Scottish independence is hit. It's hit. And I know there are quite a few advocates in Scotland for Scottish independence. And by taking Celtic and Rangers away, some of you might be thinking, no, that's crazy. It doesn't have any relation. Well, it does. Because if you bring Celtic and Rangers into the Premier League, if there's Scottish independence and Scotland break away from the United Kingdom and become their own republic, become their own independent nation, their own independent country, well, Celtic and Rangers have to leave again. And to go through all of that is just going to be insanity. So if it were to happen, Scottish independence has taken quite a blow. And I think that's why we're going to see Boris Johnson, the government, even the opposition here, push for it. Because it keeps the UK together. And that is, again, politicised. And I hate that football becomes politicised and these sort of issues are involved. But that's the truth of the matter. In relation to Celtic and Rangers joining, though, I mean, can you imagine the trips up to Scotland on an away day? Can you imagine Chelsea, for example, travelling up to Glasgow for an away day? I mean, flipping hell. I mean, fans would have to get up at like midnight to be able to make it for a 12:30 kickoff. It's crazy. There's things that need to be discussed in terms of travel, in terms of subsidising, in terms of maybe not even coaches, maybe planes need to get involved to take teams and fans up to Scotland and back. Celtic would have to travel, Celtic and Rangers would have to travel into England constantly to play the Premier League. It's a bit of a mess. It's a bit of a mess. Now, personally, what do I think is best? I don't think a British Super League is best. I don't think it's best for Celtic and Rangers, for us, for anyone. I think what should be done, and I saw this suggestion and I would like to advocate for it, because I've also seen another suggestion saying that if Celtic and Rangers are coming, why don't we just incorporate Scottish football and just make it British football? And that's it. You know, get all the teams to fall into the Premier League, the Championship, League One, based on where they are in terms of level, this, that and the other. And we'll just work around it that way. And we'll just include all of us together. That could be quite hectic because you're going to have to involve quite a lot of teams, you know, so that could be something that's a little bit too drastic. Personally, and I saw this suggestion on social media and I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. If the aim is to make financial gain, yeah, but without disrupting the current structure and without disrupting football as it is, why not get rid of the Carabao Cup? Let's get rid of the Carabao Cup. The League Cup, get rid of it, right? And the scheduling that we normally attain to the Carabao Cup, that we normally give to the Carabao Cup in terms of where the matches fall on the calendar, why don't we create a British Cup? Why don't we create a cup where you get all the league teams in England and all the league teams in Scotland and create a competition? So you'd be talking the Premier League, you'd be talking the Championship, League One, League Two. And then the Scottish League, Scottish Championship, Scottish League 1 and Scottish League 2, I think they have the same structure. I think there's a League 1 and League 2. Bring all those together and have a cup. I think that would be best. Then we have ourselves a new competition involving the Scottish teams all playing against each other and may the best team win. And that way we can actually find out if Celtic and Rangers would actually do well against a Chelsea or a Man City or a United or a Liverpool. Or even if they could beat a Leeds or Crystal Palace or even an Aston Villa if we go further down, Southampton, Newcastle. You know, if those teams can compete. If they can keep up and where they fall in terms of level, we would find out our answer, and it gives equal opportunity to all the Scottish teams as well. It doesn't leave anyone out. So I think that would be best. I think that would be best. And that is a suggestion that I saw on Twitter. And I thought, you know what? I love it. I love that idea. And I'll advocate for it. So this is why I've come on here today. And I've decided to talk about the British Super League and what might actually arise. That Celtic and Rangers could become a part of the Premier League. But personally, I would advocate for a British Cup to replace the Carabao Cup. Let's face it. No one cares about the Carabao Cup. You know, no one cares. Yes, it's a trophy. Yes, it could make you quadruple winners, even though that's never happened. But let's just get rid of it and create a British Cup where we compete with the teams in Scotland and we can all do it together. You know, I think that would be good. I think that would be good. And it would be able to help both English football and Scottish football. Prize money, in terms of funding, in terms of the money that the competition generates, can be split between England and Scotland. And it would help generate income for us as well as Scottish football. So I think everyone's a winner. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Let me know. I would love to hear your suggestions in relation to the British Super League, in relation to my idea, or well, not my idea, the idea that I saw on Twitter, in relation to a British Cup. Let me know if you would agree or disagree. I'd love to hear it. Hit that subscribe button if you are new. Smash the like button if you did enjoy this video. As I've said, don't forget to check out the OneFootball app. Hit that link in the description. Download and enjoy. I will see all of you later on for a Chelsea related video. So keep your eyes peeled. I'll see you then. Have a good one. Look after yourselves. Take care and peace.